Hey guys, it's Gabe from Road to the Movies. I'm sitting down tonight to watch Bronson for SourceFed Movie Club. We tried this previously, me and the other guys from Road to the Movies, and it didn't end up going so well. It was just really boring to watch. So I understand, why a lot of people haven't watched it, but we were going through some learning there, learning how to do the editing and how to tighten things up, and we've learned a lot since then. So hopefully this will be a little more entertaining, a little more informative, and hopefully this won't drag so bad that you want to tune out after the first 2 minutes. So anyway, the movie this week is Bronson, starring Tom Hardy, which is a movie that the first time I saw it, it just devastated me. I mean, Hardy's performance is just on another level. Without giving too much away, I'll just say that it's the story of England's most infamous prison inmate. He's been in lockup, I guess, for 35 years or something. I mean, it's probably more like 40 by now since the movie was made. But he's a very interesting character, and Tom Hardy takes the performance to some amazing places. It's true, Tom Hardy's done a lot of other work, but this movie is going to be the movie that people look at 20, 30 years from now when Tom Hardy's a legend like Nicholson or Pacino, and they look back at it and they say, well, that was the moment he distinguished himself as a performer on a level above his peers. So I'm curious to go back to it knowing that that performance is in store and kind of see how the story affects me, see how Nicolas, I don't know how to pronounce the director's name. He's the same director of Drive, which was our last SourceFed Movie Club review. And I didn't know how to pronounce his name then. I still don't know how to pronounce it. It's Nicolas Winding Refn, I think. I don't know. I'll put it right here. Suffice to say, one of my favorite directors right now. Everything I've seen by him just blew me away. Bronson, Valhalla Rising, and Drive. I still haven't seen the Pusher series, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing that in the future. So I'm going to go watch the movie. I'll be back in about 1/10 of a second for you guys, I guess, and let you know what I think. Yeah, this movie is really all about character. This movie is all about the performance. Well, I mean, obviously the director had a lot to do with it. The cinematography is fantastic. Everybody does a really good job acting. It's very over the top, very theatrical, very campy, very eccentric. Nothing's really played for reality. It's mostly just like highlighting the eccentricity of the character through the way he sees the world. We're not looking at what actually happened, it's what we're looking at the way he remembers it happening. So everything's really skewed and out of focus, a metaphorical focus. It's not loaded with all these surprise twists or anything like that. It's about the way the director approached the character cinematically. So the plot really is incidental. Pretty much any scene in this movie that's more than 2 minutes long can be taken out and examined as a sort of showpiece of where the character is at, what the character's mental state is. And there are a bunch of scenes, but the one that really stood out to me this time when I was watching is there's this scene when he's in a mental hospital and he's just drugged up to the eyeballs. And they're having almost like a lunatic prom or something. I don't really know what the context is supposed to be, but I really think the context is incidental. What matters is they're having this sort of insane prom, literally insane because it's populated entirely by mental patients. The Pet Shop Boys is just blasting and everybody's dancing and they're all dancing like mental patients. And he's drugged up to the eyeballs and he's trying really hard to break away from this group of mental patients and he's making a beeline for the doorway, but he's so drugged up that when he gets there, the orderly just points and, tells him to shove off and he can't help him, so he just does it. He just turns around and walks the other way. And then he's just straining, trying to break through the drugs and the anesthesia, just to scream as loud as he can. And like that's all the resistance he can muster. And it's a really excellent picture of what he's going through inside himself. The whole movie is clearly a picture of a man who's got just massive mental problems, but he's not being dealt with as a man with massive mental problems because the prison system just doesn't know how to deal with him. And it's a really sad movie. It's flooded with violence start to finish, but it doesn't feel like you're watching something that's action heavy or anything like that. It's all very tragic. It's very sad. And I know it's based on a true story, and I'm not trying to justify or condemn one way or the other the real man who calls himself Charles Bronson. Because for me, when it comes to movies, I just couldn't care less whether or not a story is true. I'd prefer if they just took based on a true story off of every title card. If I see based on a true story, it honestly biases me against whatever I'm watching. I prefer my fiction to just be straight fiction, and it's all fiction anyway. It's not like this is the true story of Charlie Bronson. This is a totally fictionalized story, and it is based on someone who is real. They took incidents from the life of someone who is real. But that doesn't make it a true story. It's not a true story. It's a fictional story. The second you edit out the boring parts, it becomes fiction. It's all a lie. It's all fiction. It's all edited for content and for entertainment value. So unless you're presenting reality as reality, and reality is boring as shit, it's ultimately fiction. Yeah, it's fiction that we stole from somebody's real life, but it's still fiction. But that's my own thing, you know, that's my personal rant, it's my personal gripe about the movies, so I guess it's unfair of me to burden you with it, but whatever. The ultimate point is it doesn't matter whether it's fiction or whether it's based on reality, because I'm judging it as a story. It's a story about this character, Charlie Bronson, and he's this really tragic character. He's clearly just got these horribly self-destructive mental problems, and the prison system and the psychiatric system of the age that he was in just don't know how to deal with him. So yeah, it's really this horribly sad tragedy, but it's not played like a tragedy. It's played almost like a comedy, and that makes it all the more tragic. So getting to ratings, my rating system goes like 10 is a perfect movie, 0 the ultimate piece of shit, 5 no feeling one way or the other, and then everything from 5 to 0 is increasingly bad. Everything from 5 to 10 is increasingly good. I'd give this movie a 9. It's really solidly entertaining start to finish. It's very fast paced, despite the fact that director Nicolas Winding Refn, forgive my pronunciation, is very, very comfortable with not forcing his characters to speak, with not inserting useless dialogue. At no point do I feel like this movie's just dragging. It moves. The movie demands your attention violently. It's a dangerous movie in a lot of ways. It's not light fare. It's not easy fare. It's not the kind of thing that you sit down on a Saturday to watch while you're vacuuming or something like that. You're folding clothes and you're going to watch this. Don't bother. You're not going to get anything done while this is on. Let me qualify that. If you are the type of person who can sit down and watch a movie like this and fold laundry at the same time, I really have nothing to say to you, and my reviews probably have nothing for you. For a serious film fan, this is entertainment that makes you think, and really, what more can you ask for? So yeah, ultimately, I give it a 9. So anyway, if you like this review, be sure to check out my other videos. Check out Road to the Movies. We've done The Avengers, Dark Shadows, Battleship, Men in Black 3, Snow White and the Huntsman is coming up later this week. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. I appreciate everybody who subscribes to the channel. I can count on my fingers how many subscribers I've got at this point, so every single one of you is very much appreciated. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and if not, I hope at very least I gave your brain something to chew on. See you next time.